What's up, everybody? How you doing? Now that the Festival of the Lost has come to a close, I thought it would be a good idea to sort of do a post-mortem on the Festival of the Lost and just share my thoughts about what I liked or maybe what I didn't like, what I felt like could, be done better. Or done worse. But yeah, so the Festival of the Lost this year was a massive departure from, I think, what everyone experienced in Destiny 1, the microtransaction event Festival of the Cost that everybody loved, and I was personally incredibly concerned would return. Thankfully, it did not. Instead, we got a new and engaging activity with the Infinite Forest, which, in my mind, has opened up some interesting pathways for the future of Destiny. Along with that, we got a new exotic quest for the Fighting Lion. That was attached to, completing bounties and killing enemies and things like that for the Spooky Forest, which was actually pretty cool. It was a nice little synergy if you wanted to get this done nice. First, you do more Spooky Forest. We had some dope triumphs to do, and some interesting, how do I put this, role assignment inside of the Spooky Forest, which could lead to things to come. So let's talk about it. First of all, I think one of the strongest win points of the Festival of the Lost was the Haunted Forest. It took an old asset inside of Destiny, something that we would traditionally call recycling, and a lot of people got mad about, or would get mad about, but it was presented in a way that was so engaging or different enough or unique enough that nobody seemed to mind terribly that we were going back and revisiting some content, because the new skin on it was diverse enough and engaging enough that it didn't really matter. The addition of the Infinite Forest made a really, in my opinion, fun little side activity you could do by yourself or with buds. The fact that it was match made was a huge plus. And then going beyond that, the introduction of these masks and the roles held therein shows to me that Bungie is thinking about working on role-based perks further into the future of the game. Now, granted, all of the perks in the Spooky Forest were 100% dedicated to different styles of damage output, but you definitely felt a strong difference on your boss damage if you weren't using, a Nightmare Slaying mod. You definitely felt like you were not killing trash mobs as efficiently if you weren't using an all-over damage mod. And you definitely felt like you had a hard time killing captains unless you were using the captain killing mod. So that was, solid role assignment on all of that. And it made for some fun, interesting conversations around team comp and stuff that you don't really have in Destiny right now. All the classes in Destiny operate as a flex class. Every warlock can DPS or do support, every titan can DPS or do support, and every hunter can DPS or do support, in a very general sense. Looking to the future, it'd be really cool to see Bungie take these kind of ideas and apply them to the game in a broader sense. I would love to see that, in raid loot and other locations in the game. What else? So those were two huge things that I really liked. The mask system was fun. The fact that it was free for everyone was a big deal. And not only was it free, and so was an exotic that got dropped at the end of the event. The Thunderlord, which we just did a review video on that. If Ellis wants to point you to that somewhere on stream on it right now. And this, was free for everyone to get, an introduction to LMGs in the game, and an all-around killer exotic. So that was a huge plus. Downside, the murder mystery was kind of hyped up, and the quest under-delivered. I liked the last day of the quest where, you went out and you got to experience a little bit of story. I thought that was smart. But the absolutely hilarious level of ease for the first two steps kind of devalued the experience. Thankfully, the reward is still awesome, and ultimately that's what matters. But I think that if quest steps 1 and 2 were a little bit more engaging, you know, do 10 strikes, or 3 nightfalls, do, 15, do 10 crucible matches or whatever. You know, something to make the chase a little bit longer doesn't make it feel as hard of a stop on your time as going to going to Raoul and turning in 10 engrams, or running 3 lost sectors. You know, there are ways to time gate content that is fun and engaging, and there's ways to time gate content that isn't. Great way that they did it. The dungeon was fantastic. A lot of these evolving stories and quest lines in Forsaken Launch was great. This was sort of the first fumble, in my opinion, but that's awesome. There's only been one. And also, it's been a great point of conversation. I think that the community handled the feedback this time about being disappointed really well, and I think and hope that Bungie is listening to that, and that they are, they are looking towards whatever sort of time-gated content they have in the future, and making sure that if it's gated like that, if it's simply just quest steps, that those steps in the quest are engaging and fun, and provide a little bit of a chase for people to get these really top-tier rewards. I mean, like, if every time-gated quest results with a quality of weapon that is equivalent to the Thunderlord, then yeah, we got ourselves a video game. And that's pretty exciting. Let's see, what else were we going to talk about? Spooky Forest. The fact that there was built-in quest lines, or the built-in bounties for the forest to make you approach it, was great. All in all, it makes me really hopeful for other potential future events like the Dawning, or I don't know, if they bring back SRL, or if they bring back Crimson Doubles, or if they bring back any of the listed things, that we have done in the past to celebrate our yearly rituals in Destiny. It makes me feel like, oh, okay, well, there's going to be more to it than just hop in, play the game for a little bit, and leave. There's more engagement tools. I think the implementations of the triumphs were really fantastic. I like the fact that I had a chore list inside of the event every day. It made it feel like the event was a stronger part of the universe, if that makes any sense. And everybody's got the fucking 1,000 voices but Broman. It really left a good taste in my mouth when it comes to feeling engaged and feeling like things matter. Other than that, I'm looking forward to whatever's next for seasonal events. I think Bungie's found a pretty solid formula, and if the formula from Festival of the Lost holds true going forward, then I think that we are going to have a really fun and engaging life cycle for Destiny going forward. And I'm pretty confident that that'll be the case, I guess, because they've tried everything else and then they nailed this, knocked it out of the park. So it feels like the right thing to do. I know that Bungie likes to double down on stuff that works. So that is my post-mortem review of Festival of the Lost, which I always want to call something else. Thank you for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, share your experiences, thoughts with Festival of the Lost and gathering the Thunderlord and all that stuff. And I'll talk to you next time. Peace. And peace.